What's up, party
Hey
people? What's happening? What's happening?
y'all,
What's happening?
how y'all
It is me,
doing?
Nicholson.
It is I, Nicholson.
I am the original
I'm the
Nicholson.
Queen Nicholson.
I am the King, Junior Nicholson.
Baby, you know how to junior.
Oh, well, I'm the King of the Nicholson. My father was the Ace of Spade. I'm the King of Spade.
Oh, Jesus.
So how y'all doing today? It's Nicholson Day. Hey, hey.
Yes, today is Sunday, February the 10th.
You know, I want to touch y'all today with something special. Happy Sunday to all y'all beautiful people.
Oh,
And
yes.
we're thankful to have y'all join us. You know, we came on late because I hope your service was great. If you didn't go to church, I hope you thank God anyway
Hmm.
because you have another day. Sorry for being so darkened, so darkened.
Yes.
We just got to do it the way we do it once we do it because we do it. It ain't about our face that you see, it's about the words that we present to you. So hopefully these words will kind of touch your heart. Today I came up with a thought and the theory about a conversation I had yesterday with a young lady as I was
Get your
Uber
tissue
driving.
ready.
The question for me that she kept posing to me is how can you lift
Mm-hmm.
someone else up
Mm-hmm.
when you're still down?
Mm-hmm.
The way this conversation kind of started is I picked up the young lady. She was at a formal last night. They were dressed real nice, elegant things, and she got in the car and just started crying and uncontrollably cry. She couldn't even control her cry, and it was like, oh my God! I was like, what's going on? What's happening? I ain't want to say it to her. I just sat back and I said, are you all right? And she said, yeah, she was all right. So I gave her a tissue, kind of dry her eyes. And then she told me the scenario things that went on. 2 weeks ago, her mother died. Her mother died, and she said her mother was an alcoholic, and it was all of a sudden death. And she didn't get a chance to say goodbye. What I want to tell you is that we often don't get a chance to say goodbye to the people that we really love. We kind of misconstrued life in general over the things that's overwhelming us in life. And we forget to really think about the people that we truly love and really want to show them the gratitude and the gratification of how we love them.
Mm-hmm.
We forget about it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not saying we purposely forget about it. It's that we forget about it because we're all so consumed with everything that's going on in our life. Once a person's normally on their deathbed, we 9 times out of 10 we'll go visit them once in a while, but we won't continually go visit them because we think, hey, they'll be all right.
I got a question. Just a brief question. Now, do you think if we know somebody's going to leave us, that we would have the words to really say goodbye?
Still wouldn't. There's never a right way to say goodbye,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thing that I'm really trying to get to is that it is so hard to say goodbye to
Mm-hmm.
somebody you love,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's been there from day one. Hey, one. This was the young lady's mother, and
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing like a mother's love. And out of everything in life, the thing that pierced the most is once something happened to mama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once something happened to daddy, it pierced a lot as well. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, anything happened to somebody that's been in your life for your life and helping you grow up and build up. But the
Mm-hmm.
question still remains: how can you uplift somebody once you're down yourself? How can you do it? See, the thing is we really don't know how to do it. We try to comfort one another. That's the biggest thing in this world that we do. We have to try to comfort one another.
Mm-hmm.
It says iron sharpens iron. And in the moments of your sorrow and your moments of your downfall, we have to find ways to try lifting you up. And then
Mm-hmm.
I told her about 11 years ago, my father passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And, it hurt me to this day. And
One more question. What was her name so that we can?
I think Emily, I think it was Emily.
Okay.
I'm not for sure, but I think it was Emily.
Keep Emily in your prayers.
Yeah. She was taking it real, real hard. And you normally do take it real hard once you don't say goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Many times we go through things and we forget to say goodbye, or we done had bad blood amongst somebody, and then that somebody pass on, and then we're stuck with the hurt
Mm.
We're stuck with trying to say how could we
Opportunity, because sometimes it just happens and bam, you know what I'm saying? It's so quick. And you like, 1 minute they here and y'all laughing and kikiing and saying, "Oh, I love you," and we're gonna do such and such tomorrow, and bam, a couple hours later.
and the thing is you can never predict the accident, incident, or anything.
Mhm.
It's nothing you can predict about it. It's
Mhm.
no one can predict death
Mhm.
in that sense. Okay, we know we all gonna die.
Mhm.
Do we know the time? Do we know the hour? Do we know the
Mhm.
minute or second? Do we know the day?
Do we know how?
We don't know none of those things. But that's why
Okay.
we have to treat people like we want to be treated ourselves. And
Mhm.
forgive us one more time. We both are still kind of under the weather. I have a head congestion, and she has body aches and head congestion. But we can't
Mhm.
stop being on this YouTube thing, informing our people that we love so much. That's a part of our family that we do love you. We might not know you face to face. We might not have ever shook your hand or gave you a hug.
Mhm.
Excuse me, but we do love you. And the thing
Mhm.
is that our love is the type of love that we want to make sure your well-being is kept.
Mhm.
We know many of you probably went through so many different traumas in your life, and you're trying to find a way out. The way to find it out is just we have to look inside of one another
Mhm.
and see what we can pull out the goodness of each other
Mhm.
and help build off the goodness of each other, because that makes life a lot easier.
Mhm. Now we've both lost um quite a few loved ones,
I done lost so many loved ones.
and then how do you turn around and say something to somebody that has
Excuse me. Ooh,
just
Lord.
dealt with the situation you did? How do you do that?
See, my thing is that you have to first come into contact with the individual with a peace of mind and an open heart.
Mhm.
That's the first thing you do. Because if you don't come with an open heart and a peace of mind, you tend to make that person can feel out of place,
Mhm.
or it can really hurt the individual.
Mhm.
And what I mean by hurt the individual, it can make the individual feel like they have no hope for tomorrow.
Mhm.
And you have to give them love. You have to show love and give love.
Now, how did you? I'm just going to ask you the question. How did you deal with the fact that your father passed, and then you had to turn around and help somebody else that was dealing with the same issue? Maybe not even 3 weeks later.
Well, the way I had to deal with it was different than probably a lot of other folks to do. My whole thing was you had to show love and give love in order to have that comfort.
Mhm.
And I'm the type, I'm gonna show love no matter what. I'm gonna try giving love wherever way I can, whatever room I can. I'm gonna show you love. I'm gonna
Mhm.
show you respect. I ain't perfect, but I'm gonna give you everything I possibly can to make life a little better and a little easier.
Mhm.
And I found out, just talk about positive things.
Mhm.
Everything I talked about was just positive things, influencing them that it was okay.
Mhm.
That this is the cycle of life. This is something that we have to deal with on a regular basis, that death will come upon us.
Mhm.
It's something that we can't hide from, we can't run from, and we can't be afraid of. It's
Mhm.
something that we just have to learn how to face.
Mhm.
And in the face of adversity, which way do you turn?
Mhm.
You turn to God, you turn to Jesus, you turn to your faith.
Mhm.
You turn to your faith because your faith builds the walls up that help stay contained and have the containment of saying that, hey, I don't have to stay in this place. I can evolve. And always remember that even the person that left you left something with you.
Okay. Now let's go a little deeper. I know this your topic. The good God Almighty, this is really tearing me up.
Excuse me.
Now, since we've been together, how many people have I lost? What?
Your
Uh,
auntie,
huh. I think um
about four,
about 4 people
3 or 4 people.
that I've lost since we've been together. Now, how did you help me cope?
I just had to be at peace and just be a listening ear.
Mm-hmm.
I had to let you what your emotions gonna do, because there's one thing we can't control being real. No matter how much you try, you can't control your emotions, because
Mm-hmm.
if you really love somebody, you really love. The hardest thing to do is your emotions, and try to control your emotions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now those were key people in my. Now these were, well, we've dealt with this like so much
Yeah,
in the past couple, what, 8, 9, 10 years,
yeah, it feels like it's just.
from each one of us. Now,
And see, I've been going through this for a long time.
long time.
You know, my aunts and grandparents and things
Mm.
like that started
Cousins,
passing away in
your,
in
your
late '90s.
your nephew was
In
murdered,
the late '90s, or late
and
'90s on into 2000,
mm-hmm,
I had some time, like it's felt like 5 years straight. We
mm-hmm,
was having somebody die close in our family on a regular basis. I had an auntie died not too long ago.
mm-hmm.
A great auntie. I mean, it just, I mean, whoa.
It's crazy. Now, when this last incident occurred, the when, well, Jesus, when when Dante was taken, when he was, it sounds so strange when I say it, when he was murdered. It sounds so strange. He was 22. How did we fare? How did, And then right after that, somebody else died. How do you think we fared when we um how do you think we fared? What advice do you think we gave? Good advice, bad advice? Dante was my baby boy. He's 22 at the time that he was murdered. He was involved in a hit and run accident in uh what that county? Gwinnett County.
3 years ago, going on 4.
Almost 4 years ago.
And time that flew. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what
Mhm.
I'm saying. Time flies. You don't even recognize
Mhm.
time flies.
Mhm.
The way to deal with hurt and pain and anguish is that you're going to mourn. Know
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Know that your mourning is not going to be the same as everybody else's.
Mhm.
Hmm. And knowing that you can't control your emotions, because at times and points you be sitting by yourself and you start crying,
Mhm.
not even know why you crying, but
But you just
you
crying.
just crying.
Mhm.
You got to get to the point in your life where you're at peace,
Mhm.
and you got to have a peace that surpasses all understanding.
Mhm.
And think about what I just said: surpass all understanding.
Mhm.
You got to have that resounding peace, that meditational peace, where it just has to come up on you, and it has to gravitate and engulf you
Mhm.
to a point of your life where it reflects the best of you. Because being honest, no matter who passed away, they're never really truly gone, because they're still a part of you.
Mhm.
You remember that. You remember who they are, the things they done, and and so forth.
Mhm.
They're always going to be a part of you.
Yeah, I remember I thought I was losing my mind. I thought when I got that phone call, I thought, okay, y'all is crazy because I just talked to this little boy and we were just on the phone having a good time. And here you calling me with this crazy mess?
Yep.
You done lost your mind.
It's a little nippy out here, so we gotta
Mhm.
give us a little heat here.
And I did not believe it until I actually saw his body laying on the table. Could not believe it. I'm saying, wait a minute, my child? No.
It's different.
Y'all playing a joke. Y'all playing a joke.
Like I used to tell my wife, it's different once you have a parent pass, once you
Mhm.
have a child pass. You know, once my grandmother passed away, she was the pillar of our house,
Mhm.
of every house. All my aunties and uncles. Addie B. Fleming was the pillar.
Mhm.
She was the pillar. She held everybody together,
Mhm.
and she always gave great sound advice.
Mhm.
But she stayed true to who she is and
Mhm.
who she was.
He was kind of like the glue in our family because that he would come and he would joke and he would say stuff and you'd be like, huh? Or he would come and just y'all remember I told you my bad ice cream habit. He would come and we would just eat ice cream together. You know what I'm saying? He could come and go and deep for, hey, y'all, can I have some of this? Okay. It's still crazy to this day, but I'm able to talk to someone else that's dealing with the same issue, that has dealt with the same issue, and just, but I don't know how I do. I just know there's a strength, there's an inner strength that I have that helps me to pull forward and cope and to talk to somebody else about their situation, what they're dealing with. So what else you got to say? Niggas, I ain't even trying to take over your little segment, but it's just like, that's the only way we can explain, because we've dealt with it.
Yeah, more than once.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my father pass.
Mm-hmm.
I've had uncles pass.
Mm-hmm.
I've had cousins pass, nephews pass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and then you think about what about the ones that have been taken violently?
Yep.
Like when my sister passed, she was 26. She was violently taken away from here. Dante was violently taken away from here. He was hit by how many cars? 4 cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hit by 4 cars. How could you? It's hard. Some days, even now, some days, niggas say, "Come on, Keena, let's go." I'm like, whatever. You go by yourself. I don't feel like it. I'm not getting out this bed. I'm not leaving this house. I'm not doing such and such. But he still has to remind me, hey, he's with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
See, the biggest thing is for me is that once my dad passed, it was one of those things that I had to stand up. I had to stand up because I never would have thought that man would die. I thought death was afraid of him. And then to this day, I think about it a lot.
Let me steal your cough drop.
I think about the hurt and the pain and the anguish. I mean, we didn't get a chance to do a lot of the things we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
We had plans we was trying to make to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it just didn't make it.
It was cough drop, y'all.
Didn't make it.
Mm-hmm. And I think because, you hear all the time, the people know when they gonna pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something to give you to probably like sustain you or hold you together so you won't,
Yeah, they try to, the thing is, I'm gonna tell you something funny. This is funny. And I ain't mean to ha-ha funny, but it's funny. It's funny where you can't really understand it.
Mm-hmm.
How come the person that's getting ready to pass and leave on is trying to encourage you to stay smiling and be happy?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they know that you love them, and they know that you wanted them to stay here forever.
Mm-hmm.
But they're trying to encourage you that, hey, everything's going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be okay. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to worry about me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing I'm not understanding.
In fact, that's what he was telling us. Oh, y'all, Miss Tony, talk to Mama. Tell her I'm fine. I'm okay. But it's just...
Y'all gonna have to excuse me for a minute. I have to take care of some things.
Okay.
Gotta make sure our business is taken care of,
Yes, honey. But like I said, it's not easy losing someone that you love. It's not easy losing someone that you are literally physically connected to. I was physically connected to my son. I was physically connected to my sister. She was my baby too, because I was the older one. I ain't gonna tell y'all. Well, she was 6 years younger than me. Now, my sister was murdered. She was shot. She was shot to death fighting for her life. She was shot in her left eye. Yeah, in her left eye. And when I tell you the pain, when I tell you the pain is unbearable, unbearable. Oh Lord, y'all, Nicholson is calling me. I'm gonna have to pause this and we're gonna get back to y'all, okay?